Ok, parfait. Combien de temps?
All right now, for all you boppers out there in the big city, all you street people with an ear for the action, I've been asked to relay a request. It's a special for the Warriors. That's that real live bunch, and I do mean the Warriors. Here's a hit with them in mind.
System. Now that you've allowed it to be true, now that you've neutralized it, made it safe, made it yours, now that you've been photographed, recorded, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Is it so unsafe when you are insecure in the space where you are? Is it so, really so? Is it more real? Is it more yours? Is it more yours? Is it more real for you than it is for him or me? And the people who perceive it repeat it, distort it, improve it, update it, slightly change it, and these people believe it. And write it all up for you. And is it more real? And is it more real? Does it make it more yours? Now you're recorded as having said it and been seen and done it. And people have been seen to take notice. So empty. Is it so awful to be seen to feel and fail? Overheard and noted to authenticate his story. An unsafe male trait. You know what they say? The empty vessels ring true, like bells. Make most noise. The ink is still wet. In this case, is not. Is it so unsafe when you are insecure in the space where you are? So, really so unsafe you can't let go. Is it so unsafe when you are insecure in the space where you are? you going to do if they don't believe you? What are you going to do if they don't believe you? What are you going to do? What are you going to do if they don't believe you? What are you going to do if they don't believe you? What are you going to do if they don't believe you? What are you going to do if they don't believe you?
Painted pink. Painted pink. Painted pink. Painted pink. Painted pink. Painted pink. Let's dye the flag. All around the world, war is such a drag. Such a drag. It's painted pink, painted pink. All the guns and the tanks. Don't be so mean, don't be one another. Let's give thanks, let's give thanks. War is such a drag. War is such a drag. War is such a drag. soldiers in high heels. Warriors, such a drag, such a drag. Warriors, such a drag, such a drag. Warriors, such a drag, such a drag. Warriors, such a drag. Painted pink. Painted
Daddy, daddy, bastard, I'm cool. There's a stake in your fat black heart. You do not do any more black shoe in which I have lived like a foot for 30 years, poor and white, barely daring to breathe or chew. Daddy, I have had to kill you. You died before I had time, marble heavy, a bag full of God, ghastly statue with one grey toe big as a Frisco seal, Daddy, and a head in the freakish Atlantic where it pours beam green over blue in the waters of beautiful Nosset. I used to pray to recover you, Daddy, you, in the German tongue in the Polish town, scraped flat by the roller of wars. But the name of the town is common. My Polack friend says there are a dozen or two. So I never could tell where you put your foot, your root. I never could talk to you. The tongue is stuck in my jaw. It's stuck in a barbed wire snare. I could hardly speak. I thought every German was you. And the language of steam and engine, chucking me off like a Jew. Jew to Dachau, Auschwitz, Belsen. I began to talk like a Jew. I think I may well be. The snows of the Tyrol, the clear beer of Vienna are not very pure or true. With my gypsy ancestress and my weird luck, and my tarot pack, I may be a bit of a Jew. Daddy, I have always been scared of you, with your Luftwaffe, your gobbledygook, and your neat moustache, and your Aryan eye, and bright blue. Daddy, Panzerman, oh you, not God, but a swastika, so black no sky could squeak through. Daddy, every woman adores a fascist, the boot in the face, the brute heart of a brute like you. Daddy, you stand at the blackboard, Daddy, and the picture I have of you, a cleft in your chin instead of your foot. But no less a devil for that, no, not any less the black man who bit my pretty red heart in two. I was 10 when they buried you. At 20 I tried to die and get back to you. I thought even the bones would do, Daddy, but they pulled me out of the sack and they stuck me together with grease. And then I knew what to do, Daddy. I made a model of you, a man in black with a Mein Kampf look and a love of the rack and the screw, and I said, I do. So, Daddy, I'm finally through. The black telephone's off at the root, the voices just can't worm through. If I've killed one man, I've killed two. Daddy, the vampire who said he was you, and drank my blood for a year. 7 years, if you want to know. Daddy, you can lie back now. There's a stake in your fat black heart, and the villagers never like you. They're dancing and scamping on you, Daddy. They always knew it was you. Daddy, you bastard, I'm through. Daddy, you bastard, I'm through.
we've met before, haven't we?
I don't think so. Where was it you think we met?
At your house, don't you remember?
No, I don't. Are you sure?
Of course. As a matter of fact, I'm there right now.
What do you mean you're where right now?
At your house.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Daddy, do you have a cigarette for me? I think maybe it's getting late. Maybe time is running out. You know, I knew somebody once rifled through his drawers. I wasn't that suspicious, but you know these things, they happen. But Muñeca, do you have a towel? See those people gather around. Baby, do you have a light? What's it like in Ohio? Baby. What you wanna call me? Muñeca. Happy, do you like my dress? You know, I think the color pink suits my complexion. Or is it a reflection of the sky outside? Why those people are crowding around? You know, I think your time is running out. What was your name anyway? No lipstick on his collar, but maybe it was blood. I don't know to this day, dear. You know, do you have another? Did you light that cigarette for me? No, did you leave that on the side? Do you have another cigarette for me? You know, where I had somebody once. You know, we used to cook a lot. It was, do you like chilies in Ohio? Because, you know, I have to get a cab somewhere after here. You know, I don't want to push you, but, you know, I've got to go someplace. There's something burning in the kitchen. Did I put the pepper in? Oh, dear. Give yourself crowding around. Don't you know how it is out in the street? I think it's time that it must be like that for you a little bit, huh? It's a bit of You know it's like.
Here she comes now, red lipstick gash. Shut your shops now. Stole the kicks. Nifty Jim. Nifty Jim. Stole the kicks.
Stood in my nerves at 17. Unambiguously gay. Red lipstick gash, a giveaway of outsider provenance. A skinny grey flecked 54. Girly jumper, slouch beret, Frenchifying, gender bent, aspirations to be the Autriche.
Here she comes now, red lipstick gash. Shut your shops now.
Stole the kicks.
Nifty Jim. Nifty Jim.
Faced him, the lipstick hitting in. First man I'd seen in public dare common outrage. In our town's small screen provinciality. His leather shoulder bag spilling kleptomaniacal whores, indiscriminate fistfuls, makeup, lighters, paperback, random hits to compensate for being solo in the day, window shopping fugitive.
Here she comes now. Shut your shops now. Nifty Jim. Nifty Jim. Here she comes now.
Red lipstick gash,
Shut your shops now.
stole the kicks.
Nifty Jim. Nifty Jim.
The sky was like a bottle fizz, an opalescent cloudy churn in underlying racy blue. The harbour complex where we stood, echoey with voice delay, bouncing round grungy docks. Something opened out in me that ordinary school afternoon, doorwaying complicity. He loading me with trashy stash, and years later learning his name, the thin thief Nifty Jim, detained for kleptomania. I read headlines, man in red lipstick stole the kicks. Stole the kicks.
Here she comes now. Shut your shops now. Nifty Jim. Nifty Jim.
Stole the kicks.
Here she comes now.
Red lipstick gash,
Shut your shops now.
stole the kicks.
Nifty Jim. Nifty Jim.
Stole the kicks.
Here she comes now.
Red lipstick gash,
Shut your shops now.
stole the kicks.
Nifty Jim. Nifty Jim.
Is there. But she said the world's going to die. You know, the world, the earth. It's going to be over. I said, well, I never lied to you. You see, I can explain sex in a minute, but death, I can't explain. Wanting to die. Since you ask, most days I cannot remember. I walk in my clothing, unmarked by that voyage, Then the almost unnameable lust returns. Even then, I have nothing against life. I know well the grass blades you mention, the furniture you have placed under the sun. But suicides have a special language. Like carpenters, they want to know which tools. They never ask why build. Twice I have so simply declared myself, have possessed the enemy, eaten the enemy, have taken on his craft, his magic. In this way, heavy and thoughtful, warmer than oil or water, I have rested, drooling at the mouthful. I did not think of my body at needlepoint. Even the cornea and the leftover urine were gone. Suicides have already betrayed the body. Stillborn, they don't always die, but dazzled, they can't forget a drug so sweet that even children would look on and smile. To thrust all that life under your tongue, that all by itself becomes a passion. Death's a sad bone, bruised, you'd say, and yet she waits for me year after year to so delicately undo an old wound, to empty my breath from its bad prison. Balanced there, suicide sometimes meet, raging at the fruit, a pumped-up moon, leaving the bread they mistook for a kiss, leaving the page of the book carelessly open, something unsaid, the phone off the hook, and the love, whatever it was, an infection.
Ok, parfait. Faut mettre en...
Starting to bring me down. Something I cannot entertain. These soulmates hate to return to good friends. Our ships run out. It really must end. The love story written false pretense. It's a love story shared, destined to end. Destined to end. Destined to end. Destined to end.
Tricky underside to dealing, badged Paul Smith jacket with a re-sewn interior, serendipitous, clatchy, dodgy as the chemical, doing neural tantra in his limbic circuitry.
Born to lose. Some people are born to lose.
Saw him once under the river in the Blackwall foot tunnel, handcuffed to a carrier of needles, gutted center point as a hygiene freebie from a parked up white band. Saw me first editions in Soho Cafe, like endgaming genealogy, giving books a funeral with his lateral rejoinder, letting go their pull like dropping out of gravity. Watched him scalpel a pink millefois, chocolate spinal tendrils, undid the glaze cover for increased dopamine. We'd notched grooves on the same stair in low Piccadilly, gone looking for a stranger with the keys to the city, and talked common folklore like arcane polare, he debagging a Kera, a signed Grove Press verse, unwrapped like a tissued gold bar, given covering from dust.
waited, you wanted less than anticipated. Here is the sorrow, and here is the violence, and pricked thine ears in the sadness and silence.
If a lion could speak, we would not be able to understand what he said.
They drop bombs and people die. The cameras roll and they sometimes lie. Quick as a flash all around the world. Weapons for cash. Dead is some kind of girl. Warnography. 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 On every media, on every TV. The bodies mount and the cities burn. A mother clings to her child in the burn. A father weeps at another graveside. The hopeless run with nowhere to hide. Warnography. 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 On every media, on every TV. On every media, on every TV. Warnography. 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 On every media, on every TV. Warnography. 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 On every media, on every TV.
Wolfman?
No, man, I'm not the Wolfman.
I got a monkey to paint my pictures. I got Sachi to buy my stuff. I'm art fucker. I got the touch. I'm art fucker. Do you like my touch? I got a donkey to carry my pictures. I take a taxi to the latest club. I'm art fucker. I got the touch. I'm art fucker. Can you stand my touch?
You know, I'd quite like to have composed a philosophical work which consisted entirely of jokes.
Why didn't you?
Sadly, I didn't have a sense of humor.
Let me tell you a little story. There was once a young man who dreamed of reducing the world to pure logic. Because he was a very clever young man, he actually managed to do it. When he had finished his work, he stood back and admired it. It was beautiful. A world purged of imperfection and indeterminacy. Countless acres of gleaming ice stretching to the horizon. So the clever young man looked around the world he had created and decided to explore it. He took one step forward and fell flat on his back. You see, he'd forgotten about friction. The ice was smooth and level and stainless, but you couldn't walk there. So the clever young man sat down and wept bitter tears. But as he grew into a wise old man, he came to understand that roughness and ambiguity aren't imperfections. They are what make the world turn. He wanted to run and dance. And the words and things scattered upon the ground were all battered and tarnished and ambiguous. And the wise old man saw that that was the way things were. But something in him was still homesick for the ice, where everything was radiant and absolute and relentless. Though he had come to like the idea of the rough ground, he couldn't bring himself to live there. So now he was marooned between earth and ice, at home in neither. And this was the cause of all his grief.
Hail, chromodynamics, Lord of Quantum. This is Quark, Charm, and Strangeness reporting. Concerning the philosopher Ludwig Wittgenstein, deceased. The solution to the riddle of life in space and time lies outside space and time. But as you know, and I know, there are no riddles. If a question can be put at all, it can also be answered.